很感谢校长哈，每次他讲完了之后，我上台我完全不知道从哪里开始。After all this， 在一帮叫什么，校长说是理科男哈面前，我觉得我简直就是来混的。Okay, I'm gonna mix a little bit of English and Chinese at the same time. I like quotes. So I'm gonna focus a lot on soft skills. I'm pretty sure like hard skills you can learn it. There are a lot of professionals that you can learn from them. But soft skills is something else. Okay, I love quotes. This is one quote that I'm gonna get for you. So be it and see to it. When you look at this quote, what do you think? Do you understand this one? So all these professionals before me, they talk about how awesome AI is, how amazing opportunities, how many amazing opportunities are there for you guys. But it comes from an idea, a mission, a vision, right? A goal. So what this is telling you is, okay, I accept what it is now, but I'll find a ways to do it. Same thing. Okay, today I'm gonna focus on job seekers. You're looking for a job, or you're looking for a transition, you're looking for to do something. You wanna start up your companies or something like that. So it started from an idea. Okay, how many people know this person? Not at all. Okay, I'll tell you a story. So this person, Octavia Butler. So the story began in 1950s. She was about 12 years old. She works in, her father passed away, and she was raised pretty much by mother and grandmother. So she had to work during the day. She struggled with the school. She struggled a lot, and she was really, really shy. And she was not doing really well, but she lost herself in writing. Then she told herself, she wrote it down like this: I shall be the best-selling author. I write best-selling books. And there is a catchphrase at the end of the journal. It says, so be it, and see to it. Get that? Okay. She's a woman with color, woman of color. In that age, in that era, she has to she wants to become a science fictional author. How difficult it is, because it's dominated by white males, right? So look at this. Okay, girls, look at all this men dominating the AI, the technology. Women, we can do it too. All you need to tell yourself is so be it, and start from an idea, a vision, a goal setting. Actually, there's science and research to back it up. Okay, so there is a psychology professor from California University, and she has done a lot of study. If you can write, from a young age, she understands the power of writing down your dreams and visions and goals. And research backed up. And it says that if you write down your dreams and visions and goals, and 42% are more likely it's gonna become true, become more successful. So for those who are looking for challenges, or who are looking for transitions, or looking for a job, starting from now, you have a homework to do. Going back home, or now, write down, take your pen and paper and write down, I want to get a job, I want to start up my company, I want to do this. This is how I'm going to do it on a regular basis, on an everyday basis. I know how hard it is to find a job, especially during this time. It's very challenging. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy if you do all this soft skills and hard skills or whatever. But you need to have a goal. If you don't, you're gonna just okay, I'm gonna just learn it, and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna feel about it. Chances are it's not gonna happen very soon. So have a goal. It's very, very important. Okay, we're gonna talk about data analytics, right? So just take a moment and look at this slide. What do you see? How much you can remember? I can just tell you, okay, I have about over, like I can read off the slide. It's very packed with texts. This is presentation skills that I want to talk to you about. So if I put a lot of text there, I'm speaking of when it comes to presentation skills, one thing you need to, no, it's actually two things. General concept you need to remember. One is people only remember 5% of what you said. I'm sorry, guys. You guys presented a lot today. I'm sure, like, for each one of them, there's a lot of information. Even me, I was lost in there. I was absorbing. I'm like a sponge. I'm like, this is so much. I'm also having my startup company, too. So there's a lot of things from them, and I can actually leverage. But at the same time, your capacity is limited. So you have 5%. Your attention span is short, too, nowadays. So you're probably going to remember 5%. And you're going to remember what? A general impression of that person. So I transformed that slide to this. This is one of the important skills as a data analytics in any kind of industry. When you go there to present your insights, your information, whatever you got from your data analysis, make sure you don't put tons of information there. Even this is pretty crowded. So you can see that, okay, I work in a bank for over 12 years, more than 12 years, pretty much data analyst. I started as a data analyst and, you know, like pretty much working market risk and credit risk and all that stuff. And when you introduce yourself, okay, we're going to focus a lot on soft skills. When you introduce yourself, and if you just go over, okay, I'm a coach, I'm a data analyst, and I'm like this, people are not going to be like, okay, I get that. What else? What else there? You're not going to remember too much about me because these just represent 5% of what I do, and that doesn't define me much. Okay, so in some situations, you want to tell them, okay, it depends on the audience, right? So if you want to present yourself to your potential hiring manager, or when you network, what would you do? You're going to just tell them, okay, I graduated from UFT, I have this computer background, I work in this and that. Okay, I get that. I also have other candidates, similar background. What else do you have? So in that case, you need to highlight what the strengths. You need to be interesting to them. You need to make them to think, paint them a picture of who I am. Okay, I'm going to start with this. These don't define me. This represents only 5% who I am. I'm way more than that. Okay, there's so many invisible assets I have acquired during my entire life. It's during these transitions and challenges and painful moments and suffering that I learned so much. I built so much strength and resilience. There's 3 strengths I want you to remember about me. First one, I'm a developer. Not just coding, not just writing data and analyze data. I'm a human developer. What do? I cultivate potential in others. I love to talk to people, and I recognize your potentials. And I'm also a lifetime learner. Learning for me, it very excites me. I have this desire to learn new information. I like to talk to people from different walks of life, from different professions, from different industries. They fascinated me, okay? So, and then I'm also an activator. I transform ideas in thoughts into action. That's it. You paint them a picture, who you are. They can start picture you like how you work with the team, how you can take on a new project when you get hired. This is one of the soft skills. Okay, so this is another slide. We're talking about jobs in financial sectors. For entry-level job, right? So there are tons of jobs there. Whatever it is, how much you can remember. I'm gonna send you this slide, that's fine. You're not gonna remember much. Really, for anybody who wanna start with data analytics job, you just need to remember this. If you can remember this, oh, I just realized there's a slide there. I was like, keep turning. If you can remember this flow chart, you can explain any projects you do, you can explain to any people that what you do. And they're gonna be wild. Because you paint them a flow, you paint them your problem-solving skills, your thinking skills, and how you can use your technical skills to solve any problems that happen during this process. Really, data analytics is not just the data processing. Yeah, there's a lot of data processing. For example, okay, if I want to know, I want to ask you a question. When people think about data analytics, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What exactly do you do? Can somebody answer? No? What exactly do you do? Your goal is actually serve the business. So the first thing you need to ask whenever you get a project or when people come to hire or interview you, you need to have this question in your mind. Okay, what business are you doing? Okay, what objective or goal? That's why I started from goal. Anything, whatever those guys or this, they just presented, it's an idea, it's a goal. So how do we get there is what you need to think about, right? So we started from the first one, determine the business problem. It's really a goal. You want to help the business to provide some insights, and whatever you're doing, you're providing some values for them to make a decision how profitable my credit card. And, for example, I was doing this credit card for our bank, data analytics. I work with data engineers and then data scientists. So what do? In the end, we want to determine if the credit card, okay, how much, if we issue this credit card, how much is going to pay off, how much is going to stay with the bank so the bank's going to make money. So a lot of people struggle during the job seeking. It's like, I don't really know. Like, I don't understand why I apply for all the job. People don't get it. I'm very strong. I have this and that. You forget at one point. You need to understand what they need from you by reading tons of job description and figure out a pattern. If you want to become anybody, like AI, any professions in AI or data analytics, you need to have this data analytics mindset first. Be curious about what you're looking for. Okay, so you can just, I figured out on this person, this job needs about SQL, whatever, like Python, R, Power BI, I had all those. Yeah, a lot of people had those, right? How would you be different from the other people? It's your soft skills. The soft skills what? Your problem-solving skills, your critical thinking, your analytical mindset. You need to have those when you need to become curious about what the business is doing, what they're asking. Then you can tell them a story. Okay, you know what, this thing, you want this revenue to be increased by this much by the end of this year. So here's the data, and then this is a tool that I used during this project, and then here's what happened, and a business or leaders are very happy, and I improve. When you say those on your resume, you can start from active verb and say, I improved the revenue by this much by doing what, right? Pretty much everything you can summarize in this flowchart when you present yourself. So the next one, it's very simple slide. I think I can translate it into Chinese to 3分技术, 7分做人. Okay, so actually research from Harvard and Stanford says it's 85% soft skills. I think it's overstated in the AI technology world. Hard skills is super important. I think for AI, it's probably even more, but I think soft skills is very, very important. What are those soft skills we're talking about? 5C. Okay, I want to ask you a question. Ask yourself a question. When it comes to communication, how many people, when I ask you communication skills, and how many people think communication is just talking? Yeah, you talk really well, you seem really, your English is good, and that's communication. How many people think like that? It's actually no. Strong communication skills, meaning you're a very good listener too. When it comes to communication, communication is output skills, right? So we have input, anything with AI, we have inputs and we have outputs, right? So with communication, when you speak, that's output. So what's coming in you, it's input. If you don't have very good listening skill, when you listen, do you listen without any judgment? Do you listen when you have, how many people have this, during those previous presentations, how many people had some questions? You just I want to ask this question. And then you forget about the rest of the presentation, pretty much. That's active listening skills. Okay, the second one, I don't have to emphasize that a collaboration is more important when you actually get hired. Critical thinking and curiosity and creativity. Out of all this, I think for me, curiosity is everything. I was just fascinated by the ideas they just presented. All I wanted was okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna ask all those professionals for the slides, and I wanna go Google it by myself, and if I have a question, and I will come back to them. And because I'm so curious, I'm a learner. You need to be a lifetime learner. Be curious is driving pretty much everything. Critical thinking, what exactly is critical thinking? People say, criticize? Yeah. Are you able to challenge this assumption? When you created those models, when you started your business, right? Is this gonna work? Why is not gonna work? Are you interested in what the business is doing, or just putting together data? Everybody can put together data. AI is gonna replace that. But if what you can bring, the difference you can bring is your analytical skills, your critical thinking, your creativity. If you're not curious enough, you're not gonna have those. You'll become one of the sheep. Get hired. I'm just gonna follow whatever. Right? Okay, so common mistakes that we have, and I think I pretty much touched upon a lot of them, and it's the soft skills. And I think I just want to say the storytelling and in communication again. So when you go network with any one of them, do you have a story? And if you're interested in what they're doing, or how would you ask them? If they ask you, hey, what you do? Can you introduce yourself? Do you have a 1 minute self-introduction prepared already before you go any kind of networking for any kind of situation? Networking. I know it's raining. It's far from me. I don't want to come here. There are a lot of things could stop us from networking. But networking, this is super important. You get to know people from different professions, like I said, and who speak different languages and who come from a different background, who's computer science, who might be to psychology. You learn so much from talking to people, interacting, and networking. And I want to say one thing, because I had a, how do I say that, coachee, right? So she came to me. She said, I got an interview. I'm like, okay, that's great. Congratulations. How did that go? Not really well. And she apparently used ChatGPT, put together a very nice resume. I'm like, I'm not against it. I use that all the time, right? Even for my slides. But the ideas are mine. Okay, so, but the accuracy, you want to put something on your resume, make sure you understand what you put on there. When you go on an interview, people are going to ask you. Integrity, very, very, very important. If you lie once, it's very bad. So you can use them for your benefits, but make sure you have a story, a very accurate and good story, back it up. This slide is very interesting. So after all that, I was like, okay, what am I going to talk about? And I spoke to my friend who's actually very funny, and we both work in data analytics, and she worked in a market data analytics, and she quit her job, and she became a psychologist. Yeah, people, you never know. You think now, I want to do this and then that, but years later, you're like, oh, this is actually not my passion. So she wants to serve then she changed it completely. And she went on, she got her master's degree, and then we started, like, we always touch base. And then, like, I was asking her, I'm like, you know what? They probably heard this many, many times. I'm like, I feel like so boring to just tell them the same thing. But she was psychology now. She's a psychologist now. She brought up a really good point. The reason why I'm here, because I have a purpose. I want to make an impact to other people's life. And I believe a lot of us today, we feel the same way. Right? Whatever we're doing, we're trying to make an impact to other people's life because that's what makes us feel good. I think we're educated so much for greed. But as a matter of fact, we are wired to serve, for generosity. So, and she was like, you know what? Have you ever realized that as a Chinese, you're immigrant here, all the struggles, it came from inside of you. What is it? Dual identity. It's a lot. The language barrier, and I heard this over and over again. It's like, I don't know, I can't speak, I'm not confident, I don't know how to communicate. And then it's just like those anxiety and all the stuff when it comes to networking, when it comes to deal with people, right? Have a pat on your shoulder. It's really challenging for us. We have extra layer of a challenge because we come from a different country, we want to reestablish it here, and look at us. We still make it. So all the changes are temporary. I understand. For those who are seeking jobs now, it's just so much, feels like so overwhelming, but there's so much help here. So it's gonna happen. And whatever you dream it about, like your business, your startup, your entrepreneur, and your job, whatever your dream job, write it down and it's gonna happen. So I think that'll wrap up my speech today. I hope, believe that everybody's hungry. 饥肠辘辘. So I just want to bring something lighter for you before you can have real food in your tummy. So these are my lessons. So if anybody is interested in it, you can chat with Charlene, and then we can have a network during lunch or afterwards too. Thank you, everybody.